Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and somebody sent me this clip art of a Halloween of a witch's hat with the word Halloween. They used an envelope tool to do it, and they want to reverse the colors. You can't really reverse the colors of a clip art. And this thing was pretty big, so I've already lowered it to 2 inches. If you go to resample, you can see it's almost 300, so it's good because I reduced it in size. But all we need to do is trace it, and yours might be under bitmap, outline trace, clip art. Mine is right here. And it looks pretty good. I've got this line through, and I'm not 100% sure, so I'm going to bump up the detail to 100. The line actually went away. I'm going to say OK. And now you have this. But if we left-click no fill and right-click outline, you get this product. Now, their concern was also that the lines are real little and pretty thin. But I think once we make it the size they want, we have not ungrouped it yet. So we can make this thing, let's make it with our ratio lock, let's make it 4 inches. The lines are still pretty thin, but since we're going to use a Smart Fill tool, we probably need to break that line right there. So we're going to take the virtual segment delete key and delete that line. You could do a lot with these lines and expand them out to make it looks like kind of like a crack. So if we need to ungroup it. So let's get the pick tool, pick it, go up to object and ungroup so we can use the shape tool. And you can see right here, there's a kind of a bad spot that's not really connected. We'll connect it right there. There's some, like a jig-jag, a jog. So I'm just going to delete that line. There's actually another set of lines, but it's not going to affect us because we're going to Smart Fill this. That might work. I think everything else is pretty good. Not really understanding what that is. We could go ahead and take that out right there. Probably take that out right there. And you would just want to look over the whole thing. There's a line between these two. I would just take them out because what that's going to be is the knuckle of the witch. That's a really small gap. I would maybe make that larger. We could bring that out, bring this down, make it a little bit bigger of a gap. Not going to really check the other side. I will just real quick. The same thing here. I don't really know what that's for. I mean, it's just in the drawing. There's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't have that little sharp edge. I would actually maybe make this fingernail more sharp by bringing that out and then bringing this down. That looks pretty good. I see a few problems right in here. Then we could take the shape tool and connect those nodes right there. There's another set of nodes, so we're going to hit delete. Let's try deleting everything. Yeah, I think that didn't need to be there. So there's still another set of lines. Let's go up to object and break the curve apart. And then we can get that line and just delete it. Everything else looks pretty good. The Smart Fill is going to stop a lot of this. You could maybe make this a little bit bigger. And see here we'll get, and because we selected it, we can hit the line, hit all the notes. The double lines aren't really going to hurt us in this case because of the fact, the only other question I have is, well, there's a few bad points here. That was probably where some gray was. The only other thing is these lines between this are pretty narrow. So what I'm going to suggest to do is go to effects and contour And we're going to contour the inside just 0.1, 0.01 probably. That's going to make it look a lot better. We could probably group all these together and do it one time. But what I'm doing is just making the shape a little bit smaller so the line, when we do fill it in, there'll be a bigger white line between them. Especially if you're engraving this, it'll save the wood from burning. Now, we can go and select all that, go up to object and break the 19 or 29 objects apart. And then you could either do it two ways, try to grab the outside and hit delete. But if it's going to be double lines like that, yep. The way I would do this, let's back up here. And let's set our nudge, let's see how big this is. It's less than an inch, so let's set our nudge factor on 2. I'm going to grab the inside object. And what I'm doing is I'm nudging the inside contour out of the way. So now we can take all this and just hit delete. And then we can take all this and nudge it back. So now let's try the Smart Fill tool. A little bit of tedious, a little bit of smart filling, but see my line is quite a bit broader on the rim of the hat. I don't think it's too much, but just smart fill the rest in. We could have maybe made the crease in her hat a little bit bigger, better, but that's personal preference, what they want to do. Let's just take the Smart Fill tool and fill in all the parts that are closed. That looks pretty good. And so you can kind of see the crack in the, and we are going to take away the outline, so it's going to take away, because you're going to see this right here where that outline is, but and actually whoever did it is not working in RGB, that we're going to CMYK probably, which doesn't matter because we're going to change it all anyway. But we'll just go through here, and when we take away the outline, our lines will automatically become thicker and more white between them. Now we're just going to take the whole thing, and I'm going to right-click no outline and watch what happens to the cracks. The cracks got a little bit more pronounced. Let's back up here and see if you can see that. Let's zoom in a little bit. The cracks are going to come more pronounced when I right-click no fill. So it looks more like a crack. And then, as always, before I ever engrave anything, I take a yellow box, take the rectangle tool, make it yellow, go up to object, order, back a page, and you can see we have nothing but black. Anyway, I hope that helped them a little bit. Thank you for watching.